Yo, so 11:34 time. Sorry, these videos, by the way, are coming out a little later than usual because, Christmas and shit, all the holidays, it's going on. But 11:34, it was quite the damper in me, in my little Shanks agenda. I'll explain it when we get to it, but, let's start from the beginning here. So, we get an insane ass color spread of Frankie being the star of it since his voice actor retired. And not gonna lie, this is one of the hardest color spreads in years, at least since I've been watching One Piece. This shit just goes stupid. Also, Robin is looking absolutely wonderful. Just gotta say that. As always, yeah, I mean, she kind of always is, So, the chapter starts out where the last one ended with the Saul and Robin reunion, and of course, Oda keeps making it a point that Luffy, Jinbei, and Zoro are the only ones not crying here, which is like a little weird. Maybe it'll lead to something down the road, I don't know. Could just be showing that these are like the stoic guys in the crew that, don't let emotions overtake them. And then there's Luffy, who's just fucking Luffy. And then we get the little thing about the Stella Vegapunk essentially getting revived, and I guess, alluding to that Kuma is also gonna get, revived or get his consciousness back. Hot take, but I'm not a big fan of this. Motherfuckers just need to die in this goddamn story. It's just about the end. Just let him fucking die. We already have a few Vegapunks running around. We have enough of his ass already. Just let the motherfucker rest in peace. He's a pretty good character. He's run his course. It's just kind of, puppeting his corpse around. It just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. We then start meeting a bunch of people who work at the library and some of the kids in Elbaf who go to school at the library or whatever. And I don't know if I'm the only one who caught this, but this motherfucker, this little kid, looks exactly like Saturn. He's got the little hat and the dreads and the pointy-ass nose. He doesn't have the scar, but, maybe some fucked up shit happens to him when he gets the scar. He looks exactly like him. Don't think it really means anything, but it just could be like a little reference or whatever, because, why not? But I don't think any of these kids really mean anything. It's just to show how sheltered and how they're massive pussies and shit. But yeah, they're pretty much irrelevant, I think. And then we see Ripley, and boy, oh boy, is she top tier. Not gonna say what she's like top tier in, but she's top tier, let me tell you. Basically, she's a pacifist or whatever and doesn't really believe in war and violence and all that. Well, unfortunately for her, shit's going down very soon and she's not going to have much of a say in it. But we finally arrive in the library, and Jesus Christ, it's fucking beautiful. Oda has been absolutely cooking this past year or so with the big landscape panels, especially in Elbaf. He's been going crazy ever since he got his eyes fixed or whatever. All of the Ohara books are here. It's a great time. Robin's crying, just a beautiful sight to behold. Not Robin crying, but she's crying in a good way. Good tears, happy tears. We'll come back to Loki, who's talking to someone named Mosa about some kind of weird plan that he can execute once Luffy's stupid ass frees him. More on this in later chapters, I'm sure, because my dumbass just cannot process what's going on here quite yet, since I don't have the full context. I'm just stupid and low IQ. And then, of course, the final page, which just pisses me the fuck off. It makes me mad looking at it. So a big ass circle pops up, like when the Gorosei were spawned in, except that doesn't have the numbers of the Gorosei, like the 5 and all that. That's not there here. And what do you fucking know? It's Shanks in the little cloak and another bitch with little bandages all over her face. So obviously, this isn't the real Shanks. I'd be very surprised if it was. And this is the same guy who went to the Gorosei to snitch, I'm assuming. I would be very surprised if it wasn't. And if I had to guess who these people were, they're both God's Knights. And this is Shanks' twin, or possibly a clone. And the reason I don't like this is because it makes the Shanks that we know of look a million times better. And all of that rat shit wasn't actually Shanks, it's this motherfucker. So Shanks is Mr. Perfect. He has no flaws. So I don't like that very much. Well, except for all the weird shit he did in the past with Kid Luffy and the Nika fruit or whatever, but I'm sure Oda will portray it in a positive light somehow. But anyway, enough about Shanks. So, assuming these two are God's Knights, that means they probably have, watered-down Gorosei powers from Imu, since they can use the summoning circle shit, so they probably have demonic forms, too. The reason I'm not saying devil fruits is because, I think it's a direct Imu type of thing. Just a weird-ass situation. and definitely was a bit of a twist that I'm not a massive fan of for, my personal hatred or whatever. But let's wait and see how it turns out before I completely write off as bad. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's bad for me because I'm a weirdo. But yeah, that's about it. I think the next chapter's dropping tomorrow, technically, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah.